This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Sean Preston.
Welcome, everybody, to today's episode of the Good Neighbor Podcast. Today, we have a good neighbor on with us. His name is Kerrin from Men in Kilts. How do you do, mate?
I'm very well. How are you?
I don't know if I botched the crap out of that or not, because I can do a Scottish accent, but that was last minute for me, so apologize.
No worries. I don't do Scottish myself either.
Oh yeah, you get me with a couple pops in me. I can do the Scotsman from Austin Powers pretty good. Practice that a bit. So very cool. Well, happy to have you on the show. Second time's a charm, as we say. I do have a question before we start. Are you rocking the kilt, my friend?
Today, I am not. I'm in the office. It's snowing outside, so I thought I'd keep my legs a little warm. But on any average day, yes, I usually probably 90% of my time am in the kilt.
Very cool, man. Very cool. Well, let's dive into it. Let's share with our listeners what you do and a little bit more about your business.
Okay. So we are Men in Kilts Window Cleaning, our exterior cleaning service, your tough to tackle cleaning team. Our services include anything from gutter cleaning to gutter brightening. That's both inside and outside of your gutter soffit fascia. House washing, power washing. So house washing being the walls and surfaces of the outside of your home. Okay. And power washing, anything that's on the ground surface. Sidewalks, porchways, decks, all that. And then the big one that we always do is interior, exterior window cleaning. And screens and tracks are included in that as well.
Okay, nice. What do you find is like a popular thing? You get a lot of people that are looking for the window thing. Is it a bit of mix of everything, or is there anything popular?
Over the years, it's become we're getting better known for our other services. In the past, it usually averaged to be just windows or just gutters. People didn't really put two and two together, but now we're 8 years in. So we're seeing a lot more cottages, and when they start to open, they like to have the big house wash, the gutter clean, all the windows done, so they can enjoy their time up there hassle-free, Yeah. And in the city, our repeat customers are always the same. It's typically all house washes, gutters, and windows. That's our main bread and butter.
Very nice. So I might give you guys a call. I got the emails and everything like that, the little promos that you guys had going on earlier. In the month. I'm with Julie now, right? And so last 2 years ago, I took everything off my deck and I got a nice kind of like a cedar redwood stain going on, Thompson's water seal. I did it the right way, the whole bit. One winter, killed half of it. Didn't get to it last year. And now she's here and she's like, I don't like the color. And if you're a man and you did all that work and then she comes in and says, I don't like the color, you want to lose your mind a little bit. Like, okay, well, what color do you want? Well, I don't know what color I want. It's like, oh my God, now you're going to make me power wash this whole thing. And I don't want to power wash it, but you can power wash it for me.
We can definitely do that. We can't guarantee we'll get all the varnish or anything off, but any of the molds, mildews, and anything that's been sitting there for a while definitely will come clean. And we definitely do that to help. We also are introducing back again our services that we previously did 2 years ago. So snow removal, and we're adding a new one, Christmas lights.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, those will be rolling out later this year. We're just bringing it all back. We want to maintain employees over the year and not keep putting them on the eye, and just, do something different, I guess. Christmas lights is a good one around here.
Well, I mean, there's only so many things that, currently the business model, until you just recently changed it or brought it back for that matter, your seasonality to that. So that allows you to keep focusing on your business, 24/7. And you'll also be able to get in with some of those other products and services that you offer with some of your existing clientele. So I'd look at that as a win-win.
Yeah. I just hope we don't continue to have winters like this, because then there's no point.
yeah, those have been, I hope for most of us anyway. Some people say, Sean, what the hell are you talking about? I sold my snowmobile. Okay. I sold it. I didn't mind the winter, but also the fluctuation between that super mild temperature and getting that slush and stuff, keep us that consistent white stuff. I'm okay with that. And I do snowboard, so I wouldn't mind being able to take advantage of that again.
Yeah, I hate winter, to be honest with you. I'm not a winter person, but the snow removal, it's not so bad. I think of it as like helping people get in and out of their place, trying to keep it as safe as possible for the elderly. But in all honesty, I would like to be in Mexico for 6 months of the year.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Especially for those busy people, that got the hustle and bustle. You quickly come in, drag the snow off the driveway, good to go. Then they can head out to work and rock and roll from there. So I love the idea. I think that's great.
Well, we're trying to gear our snow removal to be more like a concierge service for the snowbirds. So we would go out to their cottages and do a whole cottage check, a small snow service while they're away, keep reports on it, check their pipes and their draining of their toilets and all that, make sure everything's good, no break-in entries or animal break-in entries, stuff like that. So we're trying to gear it more towards that concierge service stuff and a little less to the big commercial guys who can afford the snow insurance these days, because that was pretty scary for us. But give them more of the residential commercial stuff while we go up and just take care of those people's cottages that are left sitting there all winter long.
Very nice. So I have to ask you, I've heard the question before, but for our listeners, men in kilts and this idea with wearing the kilt while you're up there doing your stuff and cleaning on the outside of the house, how did that all kind of come about?
So our founder, Nicholas Brand, he is from Vancouver, and he started a business in 2002 washing windows. He was washing windows out of a crappy little pony car. Remember the pony way back when? And his wife and him, they had a friendly little bet. And she said, if you lose, I'm going to make you a kilt, because he's from Scottish heritage, that you wear out and wash windows in and see what happens. So obviously he lost their friendly bet, and she put him in a kilt. Well, the response was so well that he sat down with a bunch of buddies at the bar and they spit out some ideas, and out came Men in Kilts. So since 2002, we've been evolving, and it's been growing really well. I've been part of it since 2013. So I am actually the very first employee to franchise owner in all of Men in Kilts.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, it's been a fun road. I went to school actually to be a veterinarian, and I ended up buying a window cleaning company. So
wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I loved the job so much that I had to be a part of it.
Okay, obviously you still carry your passion for animals, I would assume.
I do, yeah. We don't have children, but we do have 3 rescue dogs and 2 cats. So
very nice.
Currently, full house of animals.
So so you told us about your journey and how you got there. Are there any kind of myths and misconceptions that exist in your world?
There is a lot because of our name. It used to be Men in Kilts Window Cleaning, so a lot of people thought, and I said this a little earlier, was that they only focus on the one service that we do, and never really realized that we're multiple services or a cleaning company of sorts. So a lot of misconception in what we do and provide. So I'm hoping a podcast like this will help clarify that a little for some people.
For sure.
But as it comes to myths and misconceptions about like our services that we provide, a lot really rolls around 2 of them. That would be gutter cleaning and window cleaning. House washing is pretty straightforward. We just get the molds and mildews off your surfaces. But when it comes to windows, there's a lot of different things that happen, like people with older windows, storms, 100-year-old glass that's warped and stuff, and it's double pane. So when you take off one and wash the inside, you don't get all the moisture out. You put it back together, it gets foggy. So when you leave and you haven't explained it, people think you haven't cleaned it. Or they have broken seals and they don't understand what a broken seal is. That's when you look at your window and you get like that sweaty look in it, or that milky white stuff in between the panes. So they always, if we haven't explained that correctly or they haven't been told about that in previous times, they may think that we just left that window dirty or we left water on it. And then there's the tools that we use. So I'm a traditional window cleaner. I still do squeegee and scrubber and stuff, but we are advancing in technology and we do use water-fed pole systems. So that being said, people are like, what is this pole with a brush and just water coming out? How is that washing my windows? So it's deionized RO/DI water, right? So we remove all the minerals and particles out of the water, essentially making it a magnet for dirt and making it so pure that it doesn't leave any spots behind. So the brush agitates all the dirt. The water is our squeegee. It rinses all that stuff away. And we walk away. So a lot of people see a wet window and wonder, why is my window wet? Do you not dry it with towels? Well, we don't have to. There's no minerals or particles in it. It just dries clear. It's cool. For us, it's safer. We reduce the amount of ladder use that we have, which reduces our risk of falls and everything else, makes our team safer. It's safer for people working around us because you don't know how many people have asked us, can I hold your ladder? Right? We're wearing kilts, so they always want to hold our ladders. So now we get to stay on the ground. We can do this a lot safer. We get to educate some people. It's really cool technology. And then when it comes to gutters, we are also doing the same kind of process. We're not up there. You remember that traditionally you have the guy hanging off the gutters because he fell off his ladder. He was trying to scoop it out with his hands.
Yeah.
So we don't put our ladders up there as much anymore if we don't need to. We start using vacuums. And we always get constantly asked, how does a vacuum clean out my gutters? I just ask them, do you use a vacuum on your carpet? You believe it works, right? So it does work. We have longer poles. They're about we could go 4 stories high with them with a gooseneck. And we just suck out all the gutters and then we could put it on reverse and we could blow out downspouts. It's a lot safer. It helps us reduce the risk of damage and property damages to your gutters and stuff because those are very expensive. And it's just an easier way for our techs and everybody in all just to be safe. We want to be a really good, safe company for people, right?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I can't believe that you had people ask that question about using a vacuum in the gutter. Like, that's a no-brainer for me.
It's crazy. And they're like, how do you know it's clean? We still will go back up with a ladder. We'll take the pictures so we can do it that way. But we don't have to now go section by section and section and now hours of scooping it out with your hands. And the other weird thing that we see in gutters is people, for some reason, think gutters need to be so clean you can eat out of them. I don't understand that. It's just a drainage tool to help move water away from your foundation so you're not getting any foundational issues.
Right.
It doesn't need to have every last grain of sand removed out of the bottom of a gutter. Although now we have a vacuum, so I would tell you 90% of that is really clean now. But back in the day, yeah, leaving any little bits that people used to complain. So we don't now have to use the water and rush them out anymore. And it's a simpler process, a lot safer, keeps our guys on the ground. So this is the new way of doing things.
No, that's great. I mean, safety, like you said, it's a big thing. A company gets judged for how safe they are. And, you know, that's the one, I think, positive thing with the advancement in technology, where we can look at it in a positive light and say, hey, you know, we're happy that we're doing these types of things to keep people safe, as mummies and daddies go to work every single day and sometimes they don't come home. And so the more safe that we can be, the better we are for it. Right.
It's true. I'll even admit I had my first WSIB claim in 8 years. One of my technicians, it was just a bad position. He put a A-frame ladder on. He was only 5 feet off the ground, but he had a concussion and everything, fell. And when I had to go through that process with WSIB, it was very scary as a business owner, obviously, for one. But as we talked them through our processes in Men in Kilts and the technology that we use, that lady said to me, in quote, she says, you guys sound like and have proved that you are the most safe window cleaning company I have ever come in contact with so far.
Oh, nice.
I was like, thank you. We try our hardest. So, but that being said, accidents still can happen. Silly little things can happen, but for the most part, we do our best to always try to be that number one safe company.
Right.
I mean, I can't complain. 1 in 8 years, right?
No, that's really good. Very good. Congratulations on that, by the way.
Thanks.
So we talked a little bit about it before we went live. What do you like to do for fun? There's a bunch of pictures in the background. What are we looking at here?
Yeah, so this is my area in the house where the girlfriend likes me or allows me to hang my stuff, I should say. But on this wall, you're looking at a bunch of autograph stuff from rock and roll bands. And on the opposite side of me, I love horror and anything scary. And I've met just about every horror actor, and I collect all their autographs as well. So surround myself in the things I love. My dog's sitting here on the floor behind, underneath me right now. And yeah, those are my passions in life anyway. And I guess the ones that you don't see on the wall is my wife and myself. We have started a non-for-profit motorcycle riding club called Sentinels Canada, and we help abuse and bully children. And I also just recently joined the Freemasons.
What are the Freemasons?
Freemasons is the oldest fraternity on the planet. It's a fraternity for men and women. And it's just a bunch of guys who they're really the thing behind it is making good men better men. And it's just doing charitable things and being good to people in the world to have a better life.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've heard of that before, but it's been a while since I heard that word. So thanks for clarifying that for us. I would like to echo as much as I could be involved into your charity at donating some of my time. I think out of all the charities that we're partnered with, yours probably resonates some of the top. I mean, cancer touches everybody, but I was bullied a lot in my life. I was bullied in elementary school and then in high school. I was then bullied in the workforce. And it wasn't until I became a business owner where I wasn't able to be bullied because I didn't have a superior who would be looking down on me. Finally, safe to say it hasn't happened in quite some time. And so I know the effects of that. I know the feeling of what people go through when they do get bullied. And unfortunately, it still happens way too often in our school systems, but not just in our school systems. It happens to adults and it happens in the workforce all the time.
It does. And it's getting a little worse because it's easier to bully through cyberbullying and all that. Our club, we currently have 13 children that we work with. They actually come in, we give them little vests, they become cadets. So we take them out on bike rides, and we'll go to hard court cases with some of those really bad situations. Those are usually like abuse or molestation stuff. So we always try to put ourselves with those kids just as a support, to let them know there's somebody here that wants to stand behind you and walk you through life to help you, show you that you could be the best person, even though those bad things have happened. I'm a victim of molestation myself from a family member when I was growing up, and a lot of abuse. I had a pretty rough life growing up. I also suffered a severe brain injury. I almost was never able to walk and talk again, but I came through that, bought my franchise with that. I was a victim of a racial crime, actually. I was attacked by 2 guys in Calgary. They were Native Americans, didn't like I was white, and they bashed my head in with a bottle of booze. So I came back from it, and all I did in my life was just try to be better. So now I'm a business owner. I get to extend the good heart that I always have had. And we created that motorcycle club because we joined a few, and they say they do what they do, but they didn't. So I said, no, we're going to do what they say they should have done. I mean, they might have done them in the beginning, but it's kind of fizzled off, and they just do rides more than anything. We actually just want to help the people.
Right. No, I mean, thank you for being open and honest with everybody in your experience, your past. I was eventually going to ask you the question, but that flowed quite well from going from one transition into the other. starting with joining now with the Freemasons, the good work you do for kids that are bullied, helping spread that awareness is super important. We're really proud and happy to be a part of that journey for you. And we'll talk on the other side and seeing how I can personally get involved with that as well. So thank you for that.
That'd be awesome. If there's one thing I could say to people, though, you can ask for help all day long, but if you don't feel it here and do it for yourself, you're never going to help yourself. Use the people that help you, but always make sure that you want to do it. Otherwise, you'll never get there. That's what happened to me. I moved myself across country to change my life, and I came back this guy. So it can be done.
Living proof right there. Okay, so is there one thing that you wish our listeners knew about your business?
Is there one thing? Yes. I want them to know that we are that friendly neighborhood company. I have made it a passion of mine to bring back a good name to a trade company. You know, most people think of trades as like the roofers of the world, right? We don't like the roofers. And it's for good reason, but I want to know that they have a good, trustworthy person who will work with them. If we make a mistake, we come back and we fix it. We don't make you wait on the phone forever. We will touch up what needs to be touched up. I will give you a discount if I need to. I want to work with the people and bring back the value of our job. The other thing is too, if I have we have a 209 minimum charge. If your window count is less than that, I'm going to add some of my other services to bring that value to you. We don't ever want to overcharge you or undercharge. We never want to undercharge, but we never want to overcharge any of our clients for services. We want to bring that value in every way we can. If we're quoting gutters, we don't go up and check them first. We always over quote that price. We let the customer know. And when our technicians show up, if it doesn't take them the amount of time that we thought it would, they will reduce that price right on site for them. So we want to let everyone know we are that company that works with you. And we understand budgets, especially for the elderly. Pensions aren't very high. So we're here to work with you.
Oh, 100%. Very well said. And if anybody who's listening are interested in reaching out to you guys, what's the best way they can do that?
Just give our website a look at Men in Kilts. It will direct you to any location within America and Canada that you're looking for.
Okay. And
our phone number, our 1-800, it's 1-800-777-KILT 5458.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much for sharing your story. Great person, great business. Really happy to have you on the show. Thanks a lot for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
No worries, anytime.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast Midhurst. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpmidhurst.com. That's gnpmidhurst.com or call 705-413-3775.